Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are here at Prairie Land Towing, and as you can see, we're standing in front of a really colorful truck.
They have the superhero theme.
They do have a superhero theme going
I know,
on.
I was blinded by the lights for a second. Superhero theme. Maybe we can learn why.
Yeah, we'll learn about that later on in the show. But first, we have our own resident superhero on set with us. This is Chris Martingilio from Martingilio Martial Arts. How are you?
Thank you for that intro. I appreciate that.
You bet. So we're going to talk about something that some would say is somewhat of a controversial topic.
It is, yep.
Concealed carry.
Yep.
So you are obviously, you actually are a weapons instructor. You
Yes.
teach people how to properly use these weapons for their own defense. Tell us a little bit about that.
All right, so first I'm a National Rifle Association instructor.
Sure.
So they're really the only group in the country that really trains people to teach this kind of a class. Gun safety, proper gun handling, they even do how to reload bullets. I mean, there are lots of courses, but what I focus on is the actual carrying and the safety part of that game. And as it relates to martial arts, we have to actually train people not just which gun is the coolest gun or which knife or which stick we're going to carry. It's how can you be very safe in that application and what is right for you as a person that's looking to protect themselves with that kind of a weapon.
So what's an example of being safe in that application?
Good question.
It is a good question. Well, first is just proper gun handling. You know, I've trained a lot of people, even when we're using the plastic guns to just train with, that they don't know where to point that gun.
Right.
I mean, that's just first example. Is like, you know, you can't just because you got the gun, you're not safe. You have to understand how to handle it, where to point it.
Yeah.
You know,
You don't want to be Barney Fifing it, in other words.
I mean, and it's easy to go to a range and stand there and get some instruction on pointing that gun down range and shooting. But there's nowhere in Wisconsin really to find instruction on how to draw that weapon, where to carry it, what side of the body to carry it on.
Yeah.
Should it have an angle on it? Which holster should you have?
Wow.
And so there's so many questions on that. You know, you go to the gun store, they all want to sell you a very fancy, expensive gun. That's not the right way to approach that kind of thing. And so I offer a lot of guidance on that particular topic. What's right for you? What are the clothes you're wearing? How can you be safe in drawing that gun or even, you know, storing that gun based on how you live your lifestyle?
Right. And obviously, if you're like wearing a dress, maybe a holster underneath the dress probably wouldn't be the best fit.
And it's kind of funny that you say that, but there are people that they think, well, I'll just stuff this here and I'll be fine. And it's a really valid question because people don't know that right answer.
Yeah.
Those are a lot of details that I imagine a lot of people don't even think about.
They don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Do you train people how to use those weapons under stress? Because it's one thing to be at a firing range when you're calm, but another one when the adrenaline is rushing, or maybe you're out of breath, you've been running, or...
Right, so we use airsoft so that we can actually do live fire. There are airsoft guns that are almost identical to a real live fire weapon. They act the same, they sound the same. I mean, they don't have the punch, but they're just plastic BBs. But we're able to do things in that environment that we could never do at a gun range. Gun range does not want people drawing from their holsters because they make mistakes when they're learning.
Yeah.
And as they pull out, they shoot the floor, which ricochets to the ceiling and hits a wall. It's unsafe, so we use airsoft. We use blue guns so that we can actually train those applications. We use there's a system we teach called Modern Arnis. It's a Filipino system of stick and blade fighting.
Okay.
In the state of Wisconsin, we can use a collapsible baton. We can use a knife. There's a lot of weapons choices, and so we have plastic weapons and we have foam weapons, and we do everything we can to produce stress in a safe environment where we can practice how to use that weapon and retain that weapon without compromising our own safety or somebody else's around us.
Right. And, you know, one of the things that you teach at Martingilio Martial Arts is kind of the cornerstone of what you do is practical self-defense applications.
Yes.
So my question is, have you ever had any of your students need to use any of these, what they learn from your courses?
No. We have, so far, I've been very lucky in that, myself included. I have never had to pull out a weapon in any way, shape, or form because we're proactive in self-defense.
Right.
You know, if you feel this is something you need, we want to make sure that you've got the right training, not just that you saw the cool gun at the store or you want that great big knife. You got to make better decisions than that. This is proactive. You got to be safe before you go to the store and start thinking, I'm going to just stuff this in my pocket and I'm going to be good.
Right. And it's another level of confidence, too. I mean, the whole self-defense, you know, some of the things that, the real simple maneuvers that you demonstrated on me a few weeks ago, you know, it's just kind of it's building confidence that, you know, if something would arise, I'm protected, I'm safe. And I think that's just another layer.
It's another layer. You know, and I take you sometimes 6 months to a year with a person before I even recommend that they carry.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go to the range with them over and over and over again, just working on basic safety. If they can't keep their finger off the trigger when they're picking up their gun, we're going to just do that over and over and over again. You know, I also teach the class to get your concealed carry weapon, which is just basically it's a gun safety class that's required by the state of Wisconsin. And when it's a 4-hour class, and when I'm done with that class, everyone, whether they've been a gun person or not, I've learned something new here because they're not considering all those other details of safety and the proper use of the weapon.
Right.
Important topic.
Really important topic.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Chris Martingilio, we always learn so much from you. Thanks for coming on today. We're out of time already. Can't believe it.
Yeah, I know.
There'll be more Wisconsin Family coming up right after the break here at Prairie Land Towing. Stick around.